Good evening. I'm Trace Gallagher, 8 p.m. on the West Coast, 11 o'clock here in New York City, and this is a special edition of America's Late News, Fox News at Night, as we continue our breaking news coverage of the mass shooting in New York City. It happened in Midtown on 51st and Park Avenue, where a 27-year-old man named Shane Tamura from Las Vegas walked into the 44-story high-rise on Park Avenue with a long rifle. We have seen the picture many times. The picture has been out there, and they have confirmed the name. It is an M4 rifle. We are told that he left his black BMW that he drove from Las Vegas through Colorado, through Nebraska, and then through New Jersey into New York City around 4:30 or so this afternoon. He double parked that black BMW, and he got out and he walked, as you see there, with the M4 rifle up to the steps of the building at 345 Park Avenue. He walked into the lobby, and then he turned right. And there was a woman behind the pillar, and as Paul Morrow said, he sprayed the lobby. And in doing so, he shot and killed a police officer, 36-year-old Dario Islam. He then went to the elevator bank, and a woman walked out of the elevator, and she was not harmed at all. He let her walk out. He got into the elevator and proceeded to make his way up. We want to bring now the person on the scene here, Nate Foy, who was live there. I want to bring him in here. And Nate, give me an idea of what else you're learning. What are you hearing at the scene of the crime?
Well, Trace, it is still an active scene. The NYPD is leading it. You heard the FBI supporting as well as the ATF. But we knew going into that news conference that an NYPD officer had been killed. What we didn't know is who they were. And we're now putting a face to that story. And we now know the tragic details of that officer's personal life. It's always a tragedy anytime anybody is killed. But this officer had two young boys and a wife who is pregnant with another child. You mentioned his name, Dario Islam, a 3.5-year veteran of the NYPD, served in the 47th precinct, an immigrant from Bangladesh, and New York City Mayor Eric Adams described him as a man of faith and said that he wanted to live a godly life and that he was doing his best, he was doing his job. When at 6:28, this man, 27-year-old Shane Tamura, according to the NYPD, arrived in New York City. You mentioned after making a cross-country drive from Nevada, he got to New York City, double parked, got out of a BMW, walked in and shot that officer and killed him. And then also, as you mentioned, got into an elevator, shot someone else in the lobby, and then went up to the 43rd floor, which is a bit different than some of the preliminary reports. We initially thought that it was the 33rd floor, but you heard NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch say it's the 43rd floor, which is where Rudin Management is located, which is a real estate firm. BlackRock continued his rampage and then ultimately shot himself and killed himself by shooting himself in the chest. So just a lot of terror here on the streets of New York City. People so concerned, not only here still this late at night, but of course the people who were closer to the scene when it happened. I personally have been speaking with two people who are somewhat related to the scene. One person, her sister worked here and was getting a salad, came back from Sweet Green, and then saw people sprinting out of the building and then immediately ran to a subway station. And then I'm told by another personal contact that his daughter's friend works here, and she hid in a kitchen when she heard those shots, either on the first floor or on the floor used during the attack, but also a revolver found in the car with ammunition and some medication. So a documented mental health issue, guns and ammunition in the car, and a medication. We still don't know exactly what that medication was, but that was a bit more than I expected the NYPD to give us just, what was this, 3.5 hours ago? So they're clearly putting the pieces together pretty quickly here. The initial focus, obviously, was getting everybody to the hospital and making sure that the building was secure and that there was no other threat. And now people and, as the prayers continue rolling in, are just trying to understand exactly why. It's a senseless save themselves. So that is where things stand. And, of course, also I have to mention the other people who were killed. Three people, 2 men and 1 woman who were inside that building, and then a man as well in critical condition. The good news, Trace, is that the hospital that he was taken to is about a mile away, so medical help was close by, and hopefully they got him there in time to get him whatever attention he required.
हाय दोस्तों।